Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be walking you through structs and storage in Solidity. So basically you'll be learning how to make use of structs and how the different storage types work in Solidity. So without talking too much, let's get to it. So as usual, first thing first, you create a file. We call it structs and storage. So first thing first, you add the license and the pragma version, and then the next thing is to create the contract name. So just the same thing we gave the file name, we can pretty much call it the same thing. So storage, yeah. So what are structs? Structs are basically just an easy way for you to create your own custom type, and with structs you can also create them in different files and also be able to import them into another contract. And structs also helps you to organize similar data into one. So this is how it works. So basically we're going to create a struct. So if you're coming from other languages, you might want to liken structs to be like an object. So struct is the keyword, and then we are going to call it students. So we want to organize some data for students. So the name of the students. Alright, so first of all we have the name, but before we mention the name, what type is name? So we want name to be a string, so give it a string type. Then what age? I think age and name should just be fine for this purpose. So this is our own type. If you remember when we were dealing with other primitive types, we looked at bytes, we look at string, we look at uint, we look at boolean and many others. So now in this particular object or struct we are creating, as you can see, there's string, there's age. If we want, we could even add another variable that handles boolean and all, but we can just leave it like this. So previously we have looked at array, and we saw how we were able to use the primitive type inside the array. But in this particular video we are going to be using our struct as the type for the array that we want to create. So we're going to create an array of students. So the type is the type is a student type, and we can call it students. So we can also make it public if we want. So this is an array of students. So this is a student array. Before we did something like uint 256 array, but now we're using students. So we're going to create a function, and then we are going to do, we could call it add students, okay, or let's say create students. I think add students should be fine. So let's do add students. Yeah. So this is going to be public, and then this is going to take in two param to enable us put the information of the student. We could even add one more thing here, the address of the students. So we want to get the wallet address of the students. Cool. All right, so the next thing you want to do is to, in this section we want to add 3 params to be able to handle those information. So we can do something like, first off we have an address, and then we call it wallet, and then we have the name, which is a string name, and lastly we have the age, Okay, so when dealing with string, you need to add a storage type indicating whether it's memory or core data or storage. So now that brings me to explain storage, because we are going to use it in this particular section, in these functions that we are creating. So basically, see memory as a temporary storage. Is usually a functional storage, so to speak, where, or an argument kind of storage. And then on the other hand, the storage itself with the keyword storage is the type that stores the data on the blockchain. So the memory only holds the data during the process of the function call. After the function call, that storage is deleted. It's not permanently stored as opposed to the storage type. And also the call data also temporarily stores that. Is an argument kind of storage. All right, so having done that, the next thing we want to do is to push some data into the students array. So because this is an array, we can easily call push. So we want to push some data into the student array, so pass in the student struct, and then we pass in the wallet, starting with the wallet, the name, and then the age. So this is being settled. So another way we can handle this, if we don't want to pass it this way, is to create an instance, a student instance, and that's where we are going to be making use of the storage type. So we could do something like this. Okay, this actually comes in when we are dealing with mapping, but nevertheless I think we can still do that. So let's try it out. So we could do something like this: storage is equals to student is equals to the student. This can also work, yeah. And then we have something like this. Have I already done something like this? But let's see. So with this, I can easily like pass all this data into this place, and then here we are just going to push students. Okay, so here we are going to put our semicolon. Okay, if everything is not fine, we are going to know type struct is not as implicitly compatible to specific type students. Okay, so we want to do this. We want to get students. So we can easily like get the array and do, so we are returning an array of students. So we could do students and then passing that array. I think we are supposed to be passing the type, so the student type. So yeah, let's see. I think the issue here should be memory related. Okay, so yeah, we can come here and return students. So if we run this application, let's see what's happening here. So if we deploy and then we come over here and we do add students, so basically we have a good number of information to add. So let's say we're adding this wallet address, we're adding this name Glory, and we're adding this age 12, and then we are transacting. And then if we do get students, we see that we are getting this tuple, this array of students. So there are different things we can do if we want to get all the students, or if we want to get student by array. So I can do Glory Agatha as another student and 13. So because we did not put a check here to check if that wallet address already exists, so we can pretty much send this again and it will go. And if we do get students, we now see that we have 2 more students. So that's what you pretty much do when you create a struct, and then you can use it like an object. You can use it inside your functions and all of that, and make use of the memory or call data and all that. Alright guys, so that's it for this particular session. I will see you in my next video. Please, if you have any question, drop it in the comment section, and if you have issues, things you are not clear about, also drop it there. And please don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I'll see you next time.